platformers are the easiest of their kind in Geometry Dash at the beginning of 2.2. Let me explain to you why. First, don't forget to try to like and subscribe to help out the channel. It really helps a lot. Alright, so let's talk about something. The beginning of 2.1 started an era of easy demon platformers that really started to shake the way we thought of demons. Some of them being able to complete in 3 minutes, while normal demons for most people who complete platformer demons in 30 minutes, it would take them 18 or 20 minutes to beat a normal easy demon, if not more, depending on if you got stuck on a dumb or unusual part. Let's take an example to a level I like to call Invisible. This level is one of the most fun levels I've ever played in my entire life. There's one small key detail about it though. It's easy. I completed this in 25 minutes, but let's take an example. That was my first run through. It starts off with this really easy gameplay where it goes invisible to memorize it. And it gets harder and harder as it progresses. Now this gameplay is really simple and goes on to be really simple throughout the entire thing. It does step it up a little bit with being more difficult, like a spike hanging right there on the edge, which does prove still easy in difficulty, but now levels that are literally entire games are being rated as 8 stars. So it goes to show the beginning of 2.1 really started an era of really easy demons. And then it started to mellow out. I think Mithrilium was one of them. Yeah, Mithrilium was a big one. This level was a big was a big staple of easy demons. So if you fall through this hole, or sorry, don't mind me. Right, so you come up these steps over here, and throughout the whole thing, the gameplay does become a tad bit challenging later on towards the end. But until we get to about halfway done with the level, the gameplay does not make any difficult spikes whatsoever. This level, personally, I think is one of the easiest ones there ever has been. I have zoomed through this level. I have not played it forever. Am I saying that there's not a few tricky parts? No, I'm not quite saying that. This jump in particular right here could be slightly tricky, right? So I was trying to get into there, but it's not that hard. And for newer demon players, a few attempts at the level, and nothing else really stands in their way. Yeah, hey, you have to go through it maybe a few attempts, especially me right now since I haven't played this in a little bit. Once I get the hang of a section, one or two tries, then it really becomes really apparent how easy it is after a few subtle attempts. Like this part is one of the hardest parts of this level right here, while still being a relatively easy section. And if you want the harder route, you go for the coin, which isn't even needed. This seemed hard when I first started Platformer, showing, you know, how my ship skill is really weak, and my jetpack skill is really weak. But now even the coin route is basically what an easy demon platformer shows today. But for about the first 3 months of the update, this is what we got. The skills required to beat an easy demon platformer were nowhere near what was needed to beat an easy demon in normal mode. I haven't played platformers in a while, so the gameplay you're seeing here is I'm still doing pretty bad. So I'm like an average new player of Geometry Dash at the moment, representing them. And I say it's still easy. After not playing platform mode for quite some time, I kind of lost interest a little bit. And not entirely, but see, not much going on. Not much going on in this level. It's a great level, don't get me wrong, but this probably now on platformers would rate like a 7-star or a 7 moon. I think by now we've kind of got used to the difficulty system platformer. And we're starting to adjust to the way that platformers need to be difficult. Because the reason for all these easy demons is that no one knew how to really categorize difficulty when easy demons first started, right? And that little section there is like one of the hardest parts. You have to fly through all this and then get through that part. And it's not going to take more than a few tries to get through it, right? But we didn't know this was an entire new game mode. This is like taking the swing copter. I've seen some swing copters in Extreme Demons that are pretty easy, like real swing copters, not old swing copter. They're pretty easy compared to the rest of the level, obviously skill-wise. And in a few years, that type of swing copter will be like probably easy demon, and it's inside of an extremes and insane demons right now, which goes to prove how this game really works. It takes time for us to get used to big changes, game modes, and achievements. And that's why most of the time you see memory as the main difficulty of older Geometry Dash demons, and the skill needed to complete these demons is not much, rather just memorizing what to do. For example, the Nightmare in the Lightning Road, the skill to complete these levels when the ships and stuff, the ship game mode and stuff were still relatively new by a month or so. You know, the skill isn't much. It's the fact that you gotta memorize things. That was the only way we knew how to make difficulty well. The swing copter, you mostly have to memorize when to click. And in platform mode, there's a lot of memory levels that bring the difficulty up more. That brings an opposite side to platformers though. And see, that was one of the other really difficult jumps as well. That is one of the other sides of platformers though, is that there's definitely a revelation to, there's a lot of really easy levels, and then there's some really hard ones. We've really started to try to push the limits ever since the platform mode came out. The day, or the second day of the platformer mode's release, we had I Wanna Be the Guy, claiming to be an extreme event at the time, really challenging people to clip through spikes and go through numerous obstacles that looked impossible physically to do, yet, you know, the hitboxes changed differently. And now we've gone to extreme games like the Abyss and the big collage one that they're trying to come out with now that have really show what they come to be. I beat this in less than 5 minutes, and I have not played platformer much recently, so I'm kind of lost my skill after beating. I got tired of platformer mode after beating how to platform with a big long demon. That I kind of took a big break, and I'm still taking a break from platformer mode right now, but I'm coming back to it because it's very important to talk about. If you think about it, it's a main focus in Geometry Dash still, and it's not as much. It's still very important and vital, but over time the difficulty balancing has gone better. Let's go look at another easy demon from recently. Let's just be doing platform first. And recent. If you go to recent, no, that's ones I've beaten. If you go to the recent easy demons, nope. The recent easy demons, we can see here that, let's get into one real fast. That's making complete time of 6 minutes, so it shouldn't be too bad. We might beat it. So I can't share anything with you yet. I think this is a very cool level. You get the coins. Okay, so yeah, definitely collect all the coins for a coin. Alright, I don't think you have to collect the coins. It seems to be starting off really easy, but there's 35 rooms. Levels like this, instead of Invisible, which had had barely 20 rooms, that had difficulty probably staying at this most of the way through, really goes to show that it's already, without even playing this whole level, I can tell that this is harder than most of the beginning platformers that we started out with. And going to show how much more dynamic this already feels than the ones we've seen before. That tight jump we gotta do on the fourth room really goes to show what we're gonna have to experience with future difficulty spikes. And so far, this level feels amazing. It feels like a perfect balance of fun, and so once you go through one of those, okay, I see. Once you go through one of those, you can't go through it again, right? And already now we're introducing new mechanics where you can't go through the wall more than once, right? See, I don't really need a coin. You can already see that now we're intuitively thinking, and it's still getting difficult, and we're only on 8. So my point is proving that platformers really have definitely evolved over time with just the way they're built and designed. People have learned much about it, especially ones like GD Colon starting out with a really rough start with his intro to platformers. But I definitely do think that there's difficulty system with every new thing in this game, the waves, they really start to show that this game takes a little time to evolve. In the first 3 months, everyone was rating everything Easy Demon. There's levels that take another time to complete that really should take much longer to complete, and for an Easy Demon difficulty. Beating an Easy Demon in 4 minutes is unreal for someone like me who beats it in maybe about 30 or 40 minutes. Or sometimes if it's on the easier side, more like 20 minutes. That's all I have to talk about today. Please like and subscribe if it helps the channel, and hopefully you enjoyed my blabbering session.